Hello and welcome back to Hollow Acres Homestead. If you're new here, my name is Stephanie. If you're not, thank you for joining me today. I am out in the garden and it is definitely feeling and looking more like fall. The leaves are changing colors. There's also a lot of leaves falling from the trees in the wind, so it's raining leaves. Today is Monday, and what I am doing today is harvesting as many things as I possibly can, most of which being marigolds because I have a lot of them. And kind of just watching right now because there's a lot of bees around the marigolds. They are the only flower that is left now, and they're in abundance. But tomorrow and Wednesday, so Tuesday and Wednesday, it's supposed to be really cold days. We are supposed to be getting down to 34 to 36 degrees at night, which is enough to kill quite a bit of things that are out here. So along with harvesting what I can today, the next thing that I'm going to do is to water in the soil really, really well. So I'm going to kind of be drenching things, really heavy water day today. I'm not going to water for the next 2 days until Thursday. So it's going to be in the 30s at night, 60s in the day. That is cold enough. It's a little cold snap, enough to cause wilting of certain plants, such as the banana plants behind me right there. I think all the basil's gone. The marigolds, as soon as it gets down that cold, it's probably going to wipe them out. Did it last year and the year before. And last year I missed the fall harvest of the marigolds. And I'm not going to miss it this year. So I'll talk you through what I'm doing. Literally, you take the marigold and you snip it. It is that easy just to harvest the marigolds. What I plan on doing with these is dehydrating them and then infusing them into oil, which I will then put into salves and lotions. So marigolds are very similar to that of calendula. They are relaxing for the skin as long as you don't have any irritants or allergies to the marigolds. You're crooked, the camera fell. Jaden lost my other tripod, so the tripod that I'm using right now is for the Insta camera and my DSLR camera. And my DSLR camera is, well, it's too heavy for this tripod. The Insta camera is a very lightweight camera. So I'm just making it work the best that I can. What was I saying? Yes, my intention for these is to put them in, infuse it in the oil, and then put it into salves and lotions. It is that time of year where my skin and my kids' skin gets extra dry. So I make a decent amount of salve that will last us through the winter. And this year I'm going to try the marigold. I'm checking all of these for bees before I just go grabbing on the flowers. So I don't want to be stung in the hand. That would suck. Hi there, little bee. Okay, a gang of bees just came over here. I moved from the other marigolds because there were so many, and now they have come this way. So I'm just gonna let them pollinate away, let them do their thing. Okay, well, I'm just gonna leave the bees to doing their own thing. I'm not gonna mess with them. What I am gonna do though is go ahead and start watering. You can see here are bananas. Okay, so I took some logs and tree limbs that had fallen and enclosed this area, and you can still see something really enjoys digging. Really enjoys digging around the bananas. Okay, I have one of the kids turning the water on for me. I'm going to be using my hose. I took the tip of it off and wouldn't you know, I lost it in the garden. So I'm just kind of using the pressure of the hose until I find my my garden waterer. just got done watering the garden. I really hope that you can hear me. It is very windy. I'm going to end up coming back out here a little later now that everything's soaking wet. I don't really want to harvest any of the marigolds that are super wet, because then they'll just be moist, right? So I'm going to give them a couple hours, probably come out here around 5 o'clock and then finish harvesting things. But I just wanted to talk real quick. Before I started watering the garden, which was like a second ago for you, I had said, and the reason for that is because whenever it gets really cold, whenever there's a mild freeze, or whenever the plants get frosty, right? What happens is the molecules inside of the plants freeze. So as long as it's cold, they're going to stay held together, right? So as it warms up in the day, you're going to notice that maybe in the morning your plants look perfectly fine, just a little frosty maybe. And then as the day progresses, you'll notice they're starting to droop. And they start doing that because once they start thawing, the frozen molecules start to explode, which will inevitably end up killing the plant. So I'm not going to water for the next 2 days because I do not want to accidentally explode my plants. So they're going to, I did a very heavy watering, watered in every single bed, every bit of soil that I had, watered it in really good. That way there is plenty of time between now and tomorrow evening, whenever it starts to get really cold, that those plants can soak up as much of that water as they need, and they're less likely to have the molecules freeze to where they will explode. I am pretty sure I'm going to lose any peppers that I have, any tomato plants. Probably the beans will die too in those 2 days where it's super, I call it super cold. I'm a southerner. 36 is like break out the snowsuit. There may be damage to the banana plants. They do not like it that cold. So if I notice, I'm not going to cut them back or anything just yet. But if I notice on Wednesday or Thursday that the banana plants have really struggled with the heat, probably what I'll do at that point is cut them down at the base of the soil and mulch over and just get them ready to go dormant for the winter, and then they will grow again in the spring, hopefully producing 2 or 3 pups per rhizome or root cluster. That's what I'm hoping for. So when you see me next, it'll be after 5 my time, in a second your time. I'll come back and finish harvesting things, and then I'll just kind of show you my basket full of things that I've harvested. Before I end this video, I want to share with you some news. So I have spent the last almost 2 years working on a book, my book. It's called Crash Course into Gardening, everything you need to know in your first year of gardening, and hopefully the knowledge to take you through all of your years. So if I can figure it out, I'll put a couple of sample pages up here. In my book, I talk about everything that you need to know for your first year of gardening. And this will carry you on for many, many seasons. From soil and watering to types of plants, how they're eaten and used. And also, at the end of the book, I end the book with a complete series on how to grow the most commonly grown garden varieties. So from rooting vegetables to nightshades to flowers. There's a little bit of something in there for everyone to get started. I am very excited about this project. It took me a very long time, and I am self-publishing it, so I'm doing it completely on my own. So I wrote and designed the book all by myself. Most of the pictures in the book are my pictures. I did have to outsource some stock photos. As of now, I am setting my book launch date for November 1st. It might be pushed back a week, but that's all dependent on how long it takes for me to actually get the book. So what I am doing is sending my book to the Amazon printing press, and they are going to print the book and send it to me. So I will have the very first copy of my book and be able to see it in print exactly how I want it. The ebook will be available on November 1st. I am currently working on like a whole launch day, you know, getting it updated on my website, and there's still a whole lot of back-end stuff to do. So even though the book itself is done, now there's the whole new task of advertising and marketing, which is basically the same thing. Basically, I just want to get the word out. I wrote a book. You should read it. It is the next day. I did not finish harvesting yesterday. By the time I got done with dinner, it was after 7, and I'm not used to it being dark at 7 yet. So I'm getting used to the new schedule, I guess. Tonight is the night where it's supposed to be 34. It's been really cold all day. 54 degrees for most of the day. So I am getting absolutely everything that I can, because there's a good chance that when I come out here tomorrow, there's not going to be very much left. I went ahead and just harvested everything, walked away from the camera and left it rolling. So I did not actually get me recording getting any of this, but let's take it inside. I'm cold and we'll go through it.
Hey, Mom.
Hi, honey. You're wet. It's too cold to be wet.
Tristan and his brother were playing and they got us wet.
Tristan has a brother?
Yeah. His big brother.
I did not know he had a brother.
That's who's watching him.
Oh.
That's who just came over.
I left the aloe vera leaves out too long, and their yellow goo stuff got caught on these mullein leaves as well as on a bunch of the herbs. So it's all goopy and kind of gross. So I just probably won't be using them. A lot of the spearmint and mint is pretty much covered in the goopy stuff. So I'll just compost these or something. Yep. Okay, well, I'm going to end the video here. That is all that I'm doing. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and we'll see you next time here on Hollowacreshomestead.